What up, guys?
What's going on, Warriors?
Professor Joe over here. Coach Eric. We're going to talk about a little bit about the choking mechanics, and I've really thought a lot about these moves especially like the past year or two.
How to choke people?
Yeah, how to choke people and how to make it better.
This is for you guys. I'm gonna get choked a lot.
With zero effort. And that's the big thing is like we so commonly think of our hands as what's choking, but to me, all the hands are is just a way to slowly connect my whole arm to my hips. So I never should really have to grab more than 20 or 30%. It's just a tool for connection. Does that kind of make sense? Most people use their hands and they grip as hard as they can and they end up with an ineffective choke.
And they end up 10 years later with tape all over their hands because that is arthritis. That is permanent. And you're going to tell me you're going to tape up every single digit before class?
Silly.
Go ahead, man. Badge of honor, but you aren't going to be choking me.
Yeah, and it's just, and when we do this, when we're talking about like people grabbing your arms and stuff, you can be stopped if you're just using this.
All I got to do is fight your arm.
Yeah, when I start using my hips and my hips in the game, that ceases to work. And that's really the key, is not trying to make it the fastest possible thing, but to get connection to where you take away any other chance of success for the person on top.
So if you ever go to the internet, which you're there now, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Don't believe the grip strength topics. You don't gotta buy a
Oh
stress
my
ball
gosh.
or those weird things with like the bands in them where you squeeze.
Silly stuff.
You don't gotta do CrossFit or
Silly.
pull-ups on your fingertips. Actually, I saw a post, one of my students and one of our academy instructors here, Holly, she put out a really good topic. It was from a women's group, so I didn't comment. But they were saying, hey, how does this happen to you? They're like, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for a year, and these girls couldn't touch their fingers to their hand because they spent so much time gripping that the arthritis, those joints and ligaments, the ligaments in here are very tiny. And they're not meant to carry a whole 185 pound, 195 pound load, right? So the pictures were like, their hands were like claws, and that was as close as they could get. It was crazy, man.
And that's just uneducated people teaching jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that I'm good. I'm not saying that at all. But I've trained with the best people in the whole entire world.
And they're not taping their fingers.
Yeah, and the really common denominator is I've asked a ton of questions to all these dudes, and the common denominator is I've never had someone answer the questions that I put out there as grip harder. It's never, ever once been brought up. Maybe if you ask somebody that's more like CrossFit bound and like just strong, maybe that'll be there. But like, see what they look like at 60 or 65. See how their jiu-jitsu works. I remember like that was a lot of what Pedro would always say. Like, your jiu-jitsu is great now. Let's see what it looks like when you're 50.
Yeah, let's see this guy in 10 years.
Yep.
Let's see this guy in 20 years.
Yep.
Because, I mean, we've already mentioned this, but it took us both longer than 10 years, about 12 years to get a black belt.
Yep.
And so that's 10 years of this already, plus now I want to keep my black belt, keep going until I'm 48, will be another 10 years.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't want to blow it up. Plus I did bad grappling
Prior to.
So that's a lot of strain to put on your body and ask these small joints to do.
Yeah, and that's just the whole thing. Just think of it as connection. So like when I get Professor here, right? We can have this, and this is a great way of looking at this too, is how we get up on our elbow too. Because like even here, right? So I don't want to go against to come up. I want to go. See how he's giving me a space right here.
Because my hands are staggered.
Yep. So when I come here, see how I get, and so I'm looking really towards the side of him right here, the side of his face right here. And this is a really good way to get a good solid foundation right here. So once I come back down here, we're gonna do 2 of these. So if I feel like the line is open here, see how I can turn my body and see how I don't keep this gripped, right? I can softly grip it, but I need to open up the space to start getting my knuckles together. And I never want, once I connect right here, and elbows don't come up. Everything just slowly comes together, and see how I bring my elbows towards my body and let my hips, see, I never grab them harder than 10% right there. It's just about connect using these as a connection point with your hips. So the same thing will apply here if I come over. So this is just the way that I was told this, and it makes a lot of sense, right? When I was always told is like, if you're on your back, you never look at putting the thumb in the collar. Reasoning being, it takes too long to be able to do this, and it's more of a reactionary thing. You don't need it because all of these wrinkles are here. If I keep my hand very, very tight, sometimes it'd be tough to grab that right there. But see how when I'm loose on this hand, very easy to make this connection here. And so say I am nice and loose, I connect, same as I did. See, I haven't even started a grip. Now I put it at 10, bring my body down right there too. And so the really, really big key is he can push on my chest. If he's pushed on my chest, my belly button comes in. He pushes on my belly right here to try to keep myself up. I bring him down with my hands. So you're always just looking at you're always just looking at what the open spot is. Pretty simple, right? And so I'll do and I'm not even going to choke him again, but I'm going to show you a really, really quick little game that you can play here. And just ready to develop.
In a moment.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's get over.
I'm not even going to. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Just to show what with the arm. So
Professional.
So when I come here like this, guys, right? Let's say I get this in, and he's gonna grab me right here. So this is just a really good way to look at this. So if he's got good tension here, I can make a little tiny C. I come underneath, I bring this under, and I just slowly bring this in right here. If I try to bring this under and he bends his elbow, I pinch and I come this way. So you can really just kind of feel how you can look at one of those two avenues for the choke.
But Eric, if your grip is loose, what's controlling my posture?
The hip
Oh,
is
jeez. Legs.
always the hips. Always
Yeah, I think that's the number one fear that I see in students is that they get the hand in and they want to do the grip of death.
Yeah.
But he can hold this as hard as he wants.
Yeah.
And I'm still coming up. I'm still going to be able to counter it.
Yep.
And actually, the tighter your grip is, the easier it is.
Right. Yeah.
But when he's loose, what's really holding me here is his legs. So when I try to move, his legs are holding my back in a way that I can't.
Yeah.
So that's another reason. The hips control my hips. So in that way, your hands can be a lot lighter because you're not holding people with your hands. You're holding them with your legs.
And that's the way you want to choke from the side control. You want to choke that way from the mount.
Yep.
You look at, just like when we were passing, we were talking about you can slow it down and you look for what people are trying to stop you and you use it against them. I do the same thing when I choke. I choke and I look at, I was trying to stop me at this. There's no way I can create more leverage with what he's giving me. There's an opening, and it just makes you smarter and makes you able to look at different
Instead of
concepts.
just squeeze harder.
Yeah. That's
So another drill you can do is just sitting on our knees.
Oh yeah.
Is just put the hands in. So we're just giving each other the neck. So I grab completely loose, and then it can be under or over, whatever, completely loose. And now I want to see that at 10 to 20%.
Yeah.